Hi Libras, welcome aboard the Libra Love Boat. You know, I just love having you. Hope you're doing well. Hope your love life is amazing. A little complicated, I think. Let's see what's happening today. Wow. I think somebody has hurt an empress. Ooh. Yeah. Went from gorgeous to very painful here. Yeah. You feel like you're being served a great injustice. This empress, I believe, is you. The air sign. Okay. Something that you believed in has taken a wrong turn. And you don't believe in this much anymore. This usually has to do something with feeling betrayed. Stabbed in the back. Yeah, I think your scales are all out of whack. You're really upset. Somebody put you through some pain here. You don't feel like you're going to have that day in the sun. Your sun card's in reverse. Doesn't mean you're not going to have it. Just means you have to change a few things. You have to take a look at, take a step outside, view the whole situation from a distance, Maybe distance yourself here till you can get some clarity. Maybe some things you have to change about the way you think. Maybe even the way you look in order to get this sun card. But right now I say there's confusion and there's pain. And you're having a change of mind about somebody. Someone who hurt you, you didn't really expect it of them because you saw them as pretty much having it all together, Yeah, there's confusion here. I think what's happened here is you've discovered you've kind of reached the end of your rope. It looks like you realize that there's just a big imbalance in this relationship, and you might feel like you've been just delusional or just following your own fantasy. You haven't been looking at this situation realistically. That's why I say step outside the box, view it from the outside if you can, as if you were someone else studying the situation. You're too close to it. You have to step back, take a real logical look. Because right now there's confusion. I feel you're still too close to this energy. You could have been like hypnotized or just transfixed to this person. But they turned out not to be who you thought they were when they hurt you. A lot of you would still like to hold on to this person. I don't know why. Maybe after you see through some of this confusion and you realize that maybe you were a part of this, then you might have to compromise here and start changing your ways if you want a reunion with this person. Or if you're already with them, you know, or something's going wrong. Yeah, there's going to have to be some changes made. And on both ends here. Okay. You're a sad empress. You know your worth. You know your value. You're nurturing, giving, you know. You're abundant. You're all the queens rolled into one. Gorgeous. Okay, I'm seeing a passionate new beginning here. Someone hurt you. Treated you very unfairly. Could have been playing mind games with you. I don't understand why you would want this person back. Maybe you just still have deep affection for them because they really affected you deeply. And you're just a loving person. But I believe you're going to be stronger, or maintaining, you know, courage here, because you've got some sort of new passionate offer beginning coming in. What's that all about? Oh, you're being helped by your higher power, the divine here. You've got guardian angels or guides watching over you here. You could be an earth angel. That's what I'm saying. Somebody hurt an empress. Yeah. You vibe high. You're vibing higher than this person. Oh, definitely. I think maybe someone recognizes it, or maybe this person recognizes it now. You're healing. You're strong. You may look, you know, maybe empathetic or soft or whatever on the outside, but inside, you're wise, and you have this inner strength. You can take care of yourself. You know, I think maybe you know that you need to learn patience, though, and possibly you have been very patient with this person. But looks like there's someone else that wants to make you an offer. I'd like to feel that it's someone else that wants to make you an offer, because they see you for who you are. This, spiritual, moral, high-thinking person here. Let's carry on. I'm too slow today. Just a little bit too slow. Okay, you got, you're just disappointed. Disappointed in the past. You thought that was going to be really beneficial to your life, this past connection. You might have been with this person for quite some time, or I can't tell the time period just yet. Maybe it'll come in here, but you thought it was going to be very beneficial, a blessing, Oh my gosh, you know what? Whoever this new person is, I think you're just going to have fun with them. You're just going to enjoy their company. They think you're cool. They really do. They feel that they understand you. That they've got a grip on your personality and your depth here. But for some reason, this person sees you as fun, attractive, and what I'm seeing here is that they just want to have fun with you, like a friendship thing. But there is, that's what it's going to be like out front. But underneath, there's passion. This person may not display it. in a way that you would, recognize it, the passion. Yeah, this person just wants fun and passion with you. I don't know how much deeper they feel like taking it yet, but yeah. Gosh, it's so... Here we go again. I'm getting this avoidant energy. This person can only take it so far, and then they back out. It's just they have a wall up. And they can only take their limit of emotion, or, once they start feeling that they're falling in love or getting too close to somebody, then they start pushing them back. And it's a definite line here that they draw. If that makes any sense. That's an avoidant type personality. Person who's afraid of love because of something that's happened in their past. And it's painful to them. They feel like an earthquake, like the ground's just falling out from under them. They feel like they'll lose control if they let themselves fall in love. This is a person that feels more comfortable when they're alone or single, because that way they don't lose themselves in anyone. Doesn't mean they can't love. They do love. They can love deeply. And that's the paradox here. They push away those they love. And the more they love that person, the more they push him away. There is a trick to getting those people, though, to make them come around, to open up to you. But it takes patience. Patience, right here. The Temperance card. They have to learn to feel safe and comfortable with you. That takes time. Anyway, I'm not giving a lecture on that, okay, all right? But that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm getting sharply in these cards. You're dealing with someone who, they might not be full-blown avoidant, but they have those kind of issues. They don't want to lose their spot, their comfort zone, which is hiding their love behind a wall, okay? That makes them feel the most comfortable. I know it's bad if you're on the other end of that. It looks like you might be, but all is not lost. No, this could be an exciting adventure if you learn how to deal with it in the right manner. Which is right here. Patience, slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. If they don't contact you, you don't contact them. Don't push them. For some reason, I've learned that the silence eats away at them and gives them time to reflect on what's really going on here. Yeah, that's why I was saying this is strange. Looks like you want this person. Some of you do, many of you do maybe. But I couldn't figure out why. Why would you want this person? And that's why. Because deep down inside, this person could have a heart of gold locked up in an icebox. And that's what it feels like. And if you can learn this person's traits, if you're an empath, this person's exactly the opposite of you. If you can learn these person's traits and learn not to pressure them, because like I say, the closer you get, the more needy you are, the more they run. Okay. Yeah, slow and easy. It's saying here that, it could be worth it. Could be worth it. I see it as the same person. This could be a new person, actually, that you've already gone through this with. You know, it doesn't take long for an avoidant to flip into action. You know, it could have been hot and heavy right when you first met, but then they just get more and more scared. Push you more and more away. That could also be a sign that when they start pushing you away and you feel that void, that they like you. Or they're falling in love with you. Or whatever. I know. It's weird. It's really weird. Anyway, somebody here is going into the hangman position here, doing some real thinking, trying to connect with their higher power and come up with a plan. Let me see what's going on. I think that's you. I think you may have taken a time out already. Not given in, but yet not given up. You're kind of in limbo. Looking for answers. You're gradually finding answers, probably using your intuition, your higher power, downloads, whatever you've been getting about this person. Now you're going to have to become psychological. Because all they want to do is party. They'll party with you. They'll have a good time with you, and they're probably a lot of fun to be with, but that's all they want. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Or let me put it a different way. That's all you think they want. Because that's the way they come off. Devil may care. You know, let's just have a good time. What are you getting so serious about? Let's just be friends, or, you know, booty call, or whatever. Friends with benefits, or whatever. They just won't submit. But inside, you're the Empress. They're probably falling in love with you. Okay? Now that's just an assumption right now, because I don't see any real love here except for they're passionate for you. Passion and desire, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean true love. That could be just a honeymoon period before you tackle what true love really is. Before you tackle the meaning of true love, there's always that honeymoon time, you know. Well, okay. You got real feelings for this person. And it hurts you to think that all they want to do is basically use you for fun and entertainment. So you're sad about that. You feel like, you know, you need to step away and try and lose your love for them. But like I'm saying, there's something deeper here. Deeper. Yeah, you've discovered something. They've discovered something. They might have gone through a dark night of the soul or something like that. And now they're figuring something out. They've been up in their head too, of course. Yeah, they're passionate for it. They want you. They may feel you slipping away. They're feeling you slipping away, isn't it? Aren't you? Because this love is, you're pulling back your energy, and this love here is, you're trying to not love this person anymore, and it's painful. That's part of the pain. They didn't go all the way. They didn't, you know, continue the relationship far enough for you. And that became painful for you because they wouldn't give you any emotion. You were dealing with somebody who just wanted to have fun and didn't want to show you true emotion. And it made you sad. It's very sad here. And you just want to hate this person, don't you? Because you know now that they do have feelings for you. And you just want to pull your hair out because they can't reciprocate. You can't get them to reciprocate. All you can do is pull back, pull away. But they've been doing some serious thinking here about you. And you might have a lot on your plate right now. You might have a lot to deal with, you know? And maybe you just don't have time for all this, so it might be a good time to pull away and deal with what you need to deal with. Just take it slow and easy. Don't keep all your energy focused on this one person and let them just drive you crazy and keep you in pain and anxiety. No. Don't do that. You don't have to leave them either. I mean, just cut the cord and disappear. You don't have to do that either. Just be quiet. Be quiet. Have patience. And move slowly in their direction. That way you've got a chance of them, hopping on board. But otherwise, take care of your own affairs. A lot of you have a lot of stuff to deal with and you can't focus. You need some space and energy to be able to get focused back on what you need to do. Now that you've figured out their character, their personality, their traits here, trust your judgment and just, use what I've said to you about avoidance. That could very well help you here in this situation. Not everybody's going to be exactly in this situation, right? So if this isn't your reading, save it for somebody else. Just realize that it isn't your reading. But anyways, somebody feels like when you come at them with some love or kindness or whatever, they get scared of that, and when they duck back behind the wall, they feel like they've dodged a bullet. Isn't that weird? Well, if you're an empath, you can barely understand that. If you're a super empath, you can win this person over in a heartbeat. Just by using your own personal power, your integrity, your ability to say no and mean it. You're changing your mind. I see you changing your mind. You're in limbo. You want the Ten of Cups, but you just don't, right now you just don't know if it's going to happen or not. You just don't know. That's your happiness, that's marriage and kids and whatever you dream of. Whatever your wish fulfillment is, basically, in a relationship. You don't see you getting your wishes here. That's what you're thinking about while you're in limbo, If I'm not getting what I deserve, I'm not getting any justice out of this relationship, what should I do? And I'm telling you what you should do. Have patience. You don't have to cut them off. Just cut them off completely. Just go on about your own business. Like nothing's ever happening. Let them get a hold of you. A few days go by, you can, text them and say, hi, how was your day? What's been going on in your life? You don't have to get all emotional on them or anything like that, and see if they respond back. If they respond back, that's a big sign that they're thinking about you. Otherwise, they wouldn't respond back at all. To an avoidant, just responding back is almost saying, I love you. Because that's the best they can do right now. I'm telling you, it's a weird psychological thing these people are into, or afflicted by. But it's not something actually physically wrong with their brain. This is just something that they've learned from parents or being, through mean divorces or whatever. They've just learned to protect themselves in a big way. They just don't want anybody to open. Just want to open up and let you in. That's all. Yeah. I see you making plans, figuring stuff out. You're still wondering whether you should exit or hang in there. You've lost some feelings for this person. Well, maybe not. I think you still have feelings for him, but I think you've lost some hope or respect, or you feel like you should just hate them for the way they treated you. But it looks like you can't hate them. You don't want to hate them. Wow. Yeah, that's why I say this. I know I've said it a million times. This looks like a classic case of you're dealing with an avoidant. What do they call them? Dismissive avoidance. Yeah, they just dismiss you. Wow. Okay. Now this person, they want to move ahead, but they don't know how. And they're nervous and they're really anxious about it. So if you want to be with this person, or you want to explore the possibilities, or you want to find out how good of a psychologist you are, whatever it is, if you got the time and patience, if you can look at this person now in a different light, right? And remove yourself, like I said earlier, at the beginning of the reading. Try and remove yourself. Don't be that personal party that's getting hurt, that's digesting all this pain and their karma and everything else. If you're an empath, you're just sucking this all up like a sponge, and that's not healthy for you. It's weighing you down. You got to focus on yourself. Because this person wants to move ahead. They're just anxious, scared. They don't know how to move ahead. They're stuck. Stuck behind that wall. If they apologize to you, it'll be in some really, really slight manner. You won't even think it's sincere. You'll just think they're just saying it just to be saying it. And it'll be just an apology that's very slight. And they'll probably just go back into their old routine. Wow. You got lucky. Why did you get lucky? Because you met this person? Or because you dodged a bullet? See, this person is pretty upstanding. They might know a lot of people, and a lot of people might look up to this person. And you felt that way at first too, but now you see him in a different light. Oh boy, yeah. This is this person's modus operandi, the person you're dealing with here. They've been in this mode of pushing people away for a long time. This person probably lives alone. They could, get lonely, get affairs or things going with somebody, and when it gets to a certain point, they push them away. The same treatment you're getting, because they give that to everybody. I've got a feeling here that you've hooked this person. They've had a dark night of the soul, or something. They've had to go deep over this. They've had to figure out why they keep pushing you away when they really want you. See, these other people, they didn't really want them. They didn't care. Whoever it was, how many or whatever, I don't know. But they didn't care about those people. And, That's what that card means. I wonder why it says you got lucky. Here's what it means. They didn't care about the other people. It was all surface, superficial. Maybe didn't even go with them there sexually. You know, they could have their preferences, right? But you came along, you hooked them. They put them in their feelings that they haven't felt for a long time. And you may have, you know, with all these people that chase them, and like I said, they're desirable. They're sought after, this person. So you might have asked him something like, well, you've got so many people chasing you, what's making me the lucky one? You know, or you might have understood or felt in your own intuition or whatever that, or they might have told you that, expressed to you that you didn't like, that they didn't like these other people, you know, but they like you. And that's why they're with you. That's why they're doing this with you. You're that one exceptional person that hooked them. And now they're agonizing. A dark night of the soul, or going deep like that, that's painful too. They've had to, you know, they're trying to figure out what makes them act like this. And right now, with what I've told you, if this person is an avoidant, you probably know more now than what they can even figure out, because they push those kind of thoughts away. Just thinking about, you know, giving up their power, their energy to someone else is just frightening for them. They just don't even want to compromise. And this person might just go out just to avoid being alone, just so they can mingle with others. They might have a large group of friends. Yeah, they always want you to make the first move. That's the problem. You're tired of that. You want them to come to you for a change. Yeah, if your person is stuck in some kind of loveless relationship with somebody, it's of their own making. You know, they're there because they hide from love. They're loveless, so they could be involved with, you know, friends with benefits. You would know. I don't see any of that right here, but they do want to impress you with what they have, you know, their money and their material things too. So they're thinking about you. You know, those of you who this reading is for, you know what to do now if you want this person, you know. Anyway, we'll look at this stuff some more next time, you know, like we always do. I got pretty worked up today. I tell you, this could be exciting for you. This could be fun. You know, if you have fun with this person and that's all they want to do, we'll just kick back and just have fun with them then. Pull those emotions back. Try and dismiss your emotions. Just have fun with the person. Have patience and let this thing grow slowly. They're hooked on you. You've torn through that veil somehow, but they just can't poke their head out through it yet. Anyway, until next time, peace and love to you, Libras.